Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hylics 2. It's been a minute here because things got difficult in real life, but we're back. We're close to the end, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, this castle might be the end of things. You know, there are still things about this game I'm enjoying. Also some other stuff. So I think I've found our way to the lower reservoir area. This is certainly a place that we haven't been yet, as evinced by this chest here. You found tarp. Sweet. Is that... I'm a little rusty, because it's been a minute, like I was saying. Yeah, tarp is clothing. Tarp is... removes and prevents negative statuses, but speed minus 50. You know, that seems like a pretty good thing, though. Somebody should have a tarp. Probably it should be like... Dietismoln, right? Dietismoln is the one who has foam armor, right? Am I remembering that correct? Yeah, so Dietismoln's pretty important. That said, I actually really like the will that we're getting from this current looped dome, so maybe not. Alright, well, who else wants? Somebody should have it. It seems useful. You got a fort for your organs. And I do like that. But honestly... Yeah, you know what? We'll give Pangorma a little bit more safety from status effects, because it's a pretty important dude. Okay, so we drained the lower reservoir, and it's nothing. This area is nothing, unless this is the wrong... It's not impossible that this is the wrong area. But it's certainly a place... that is lower, and also that we had not been yet. You can see why I might imagine it is the right place. Oh wait, hold on. Haven't been down here. Okay, this is something. That's a burrito. I'm pretty sure that's a hole we can fall down, but why not get the last 2 coins? What if we need every single coin? Okay, this is definitely promising. So this is going to drain another reservoir. There was another spot, although I'm on the level with you. Don't 100% remember where that was. We'll figure it out. You found empty. Great. Well, that's just wonderful. Hey, you got anything interesting to say? Rapidly bank numbers that delicately hoist tree. That's not even grammatically sensible gibberish. What are you doing? You're a real amateur over here. You're embarrassing everybody. Ah, okay, and then we fall down to here. This area we know. Alright, so I do not exactly remember where the upper reservoir is, but it stands to reason it's up, right? I don't think that's a crazy leap of logic to make. Is it up here somewhere? Possibly, maybe. Let's go somewhere. I might pause the video. Go look at the footage. There's not that many places to go. It's not that big of a castle. We can definitely use a little bit of a refill. You know, I'll say this. This game does have maybe the most reactive feeling... Ah, damn it. Ah, damn it. No. Yeah, well, we're just going all the way back to hell. This game does have the most reactive feeling bug slapping in the industry. No other game makes me feel more like I'm really slapping a bug. Gee. Where are we? You know what? We don't need it. I was going to say, where are we relative to the Afterlife Fountain? Because if we're going to fall back here, we may as well refresh. But actually, I think we're fine. Never mind the Afterlife Fountain. Let's just go and figure out this location. And I guess we don't necessarily have to try to run from that guy. We are at full health. We could just fight a guy. And probably we're going to end up fighting every guy, because we end up having to backtrack through stuff so much. Fine, let's just do it. Let's just get it over with. Oh good, my foes. Look at my foes. None of these guys are particularly... Right? I don't think any of these are enemies that we have to be, like, super on top of. Let's just start some fires. I've chosen the charged up squid, maybe. Yeah, you die. You die first. Enjoy a fire on you. So, I think we're just gonna keep snapping. If we hit him one more time, we can probably really wanted to get him before his attack. Well, now I will certainly kill him. Okay, so Snosa is gonna maybe bleb. Right, we need to buy him a second. Get his everything back together. And by buy him a second, I mean buy Small in a second. I guess we gotta clear Indisposed off of Small if we want if we want Foam Armor to be available. Okay, let's go ahead and throw up the Foam Armor. We'll clear Wayne's fire. Look at that, you just completely smother it. The graphics perfectly display what's going on. I do not like that guy and his fastness. Ah, joke's on you, nerd. I'm covered in foam. Yes, for some reason that makes me feel like I'm the winner. Hey, what if we just did this same battle again? Right, lightning costs. Yep, we are at 25. That's true. Well then I punch you. Well then I punch the darkness. There's a I don't think we've ever seen that attack before. Well, okay, so that guy's dead. We can start working on some of these other guys. I mean, do I want to? I think I'm just gonna Foam Armor Samsnosa. We're gonna leave Pungorma dead, maybe? Rather than try to res him and spend resources and end up taking even longer to get the kill. In general, when I'm doing this thing, I probably don't have to tell you guys this, you are aware, but just to contextualize the thing I'm about to say, in general I like to talk about the game. A lot of people who do the online game footage are doing it to be more like expressive of their personality. It's more about them. You know, like, I don't mean this to sound negative. Like, when Day 9 does a show, when Day 9 plays a game, it's the Day 9 show, and then he spends, like, 12% of it actually playing the game. But, like, it's about hanging out with Day 9, and then also some other stuff might happen. Yeah. I try to make my thing about the game, right? Like, we're focused on what is happening, how we can understand the game better, how we can grasp what it's doing, both on the mechanical layer and on, you know, the other layers where it's functioning as narrative art. And but I run into some real problems with that thing when we play a game like this that has just some, like, very repetitive stuff going on. And I do not have the Day 9 or Northern Lion charisma, I feel like. I mean, it's not just charisma. I don't mean to say that, like, it's something inherent to them and they're not putting any effort into it. The thing that Day 9 and... Here, we're gonna throw this up since we're sandboxed. The thing that Day 9 and Northern Lion do is, like, it's a hard thing that they've worked to be good at and then stuff. I don't mean to decry the effort. It was a super annoying thing for you to do. Use Cookie. But I have not developed the skill, on top of not being naturally good at it. Oops, you're no longer status immune. Well, this might not be great. I mean, whatever, you were one attack off of dead anyway, so... Oh, actually you survived. That said, I'm just gonna kill this dude. And if we die, we die. Alright, a muscle applique, some Cloud Germ. I do love Cloud Germ. Not that I'm usually willing to use it. So I don't know. I think it's valuable to have someone doing this who focuses more on the game, but You know what? I'm not even going to bother. If we get into combat, I will just perish, and we will afterlife and restore. But it does leave me in a position sometimes where I just feel like I have nothing to contribute. Well, that looks like... We must have been down... We were definitely down here. I guess I just missed the coins when I jumped down last time, too? I mean, that makes sense. So is this is the upper reservoir. Yeah. Look at that. We found it. Of course we found it. Okay, so there was a burrito down at the bottom of all that stuff. I've just picked it up and put it in my pocket, and I'm definitely willing to eat it. Makes sense to me. Okay, so now we at least know how to get where we're going. If we do, in fact, die and come back, we are ready for it. Those are not... It's hard to tell. Depth perception is tricky. In this game, as in real life. I can't... Okay, again. Couldn't tell how deep I was relative to the thing. Okay, that feels significant. What do we got? The vessel room key. Hey, that's probably a pretty important room key. I do not remember where there is a locked room around here. Let's see, this is where we fell down to hit the switch to drain the other reservoir. I remember this. We'll find it. It's no big deal. Yep. And then, you know, there's some other... Now we're in SB's Insecurity Hour. There's some other creators who I feel like do focus on the game and do like a really good job of in-the-moment analysis, and I feel like I don't really have that skill set down either. I used to feel like I did, but then I saw people do it way better than I do it, and now I'm sad. Shoot. I do not remember... The Afterlife thing is around here somewhere, isn't it? I would like to go back to the Afterlife and refresh, if we can. But if you guys are looking for somebody who is good at that thing, this is me committing suicide by telling my audience where to find a person who does my thing but better. I cannot strongly enough recommend a woman who goes by Lauren the Flute on Twitch and YouTube. It is really, really excellent analytic work during her Let's Plays. And her streams are just like a real chill vibe. I enjoy her stuff very, very, very much. Alright, 18 additional meat on top of all of this other meat. And then after you've fed all the meat into the machine, obviously you gotta wash that off your gloves. It's very important that your gloves be pristine when searching for the storage room? Wait, what is it? I've already forgotten where we're going. Listen, it's gonna be the door. It's gonna be the one door. So what do we have left to do here in the plot? I'm trying to remember the plot. It's just defeating the new Gibby, right? I don't think there's anything else to it. And obviously, he extremely murdered us the last time. But now, things will maybe be different for some reason? Maybe? This is definitely like a story trope in the JRPG, right? Where you fight the invincible enemy. No, sorry, we don't want to go that way. We want to go this way, back out of the reservoir. The enemy kills you halfway through the game, and then you fight him later, and you have come up with a way for him not to instantly kill you anymore, but usually I feel like in those games you've either had a long time between fights, and you've become much, much more powerful. Can I fall in here? It's down here. Okay, well this seems significant. Or, if the way he killed you was some kind of particular plot contrivance, you've come up with some way of dealing with it, right? You did part of the quest was figuring out how to defeat his plot contrivance. I don't feel like either of those things has happened here, so I'm not sure why we think it would be any different if we just shut up and fought him now. So 30 power is pretty good. That's a pretty decent amount of power. I mean, do we want to just... I wish it was easier to tab through people's inventories. So you have just plus 18. I don't remember if anybody has any... Okay, you have speed on yours, which is probably good. And then Pangorma is... Yeah, okay, speed. Well, sure. Then let's just give Wayne a super powerful punching glove. That feels like a pretty good kind of knuckle. A psychic knuckle. Is there anything else before I jump off of this? Looks like a no? Where is this going to deposit me? Oh, this is that room at the bottom of the reservoir. Okay. Well, that was cool. The physics of that certainly don't make a lot of, in terms of mapping out the area. Don't know that that necessarily makes a lot of sense. But the important thing is, we have all these knuckles now. So I'm trying to remember. We've actually been over a pretty significant amount of the castle already, just this episode. Have we seen a place where there could be a door? We went this way, we went this way, we went up those stairs. Over here's a dead end. There are, of course, the the flying routes, which I am never a big fan of taking, because it's real easy to fall. But we do have this option. I don't actually remember what's over here, so we're going to go find out. Well, one thing that's over here is an enemy. Also a different enemy. Do I think that there's... you know what? We should check. It's like... sometimes the doorways between areas are pretty indistinct. There may have been a way we could have gone beyond the corrupted Wayne. We're really all slower than all of the enemies? That's a bummer. Alright, I don't think it matters too much which ones we take on at this point. I mean, obviously it would have been cool to put some fire on the inviolable guy before he became inviolable. But since that was not actually an option we were given, let's just preventatively foam you up. I guess he's clean already. I didn't really need to do that, but the health is helpful. And then Wayne snaps real hard now, so let's just snap on this guy. Yeah, that's pretty good. Honestly, let's all just snap at that man. He will not have time to use his charge up. Although it doesn't feel like I should have Wayne do that snap. Like, let's have Wayne start working on another guy. Yeah, just somebody else. Anybody else can deal the killing blow here. Alright, so we'll kill this guy pretty quickly. You know, this probably should have been probably should have been a crisper. Because it was very likely that we were going to leave a small amount of health on him. Although I guess it being a crisper wouldn't have mattered, right? Because I think that attack clears status effects, so... Alright, you are definitely getting the crisper, though. And then we'll go in real hard on this inviolable guy when he is the only one left. I don't think we get real fancy here. I think we just smash. I'm a little curious what the crunching noise is at the top of that attack. Like, why does it start with a crunch? So, yeah, I'm just gonna have it be Pungorma who eats the attack here. Yep, no two ways about that one. So let's crisp you up. If we can get Nematode interface off, I think we're just good. But obviously, it'd be nice if we could get a Wayne slap on top of that as well. Oh, well, if you're just going to attack instead of reapplying your shield, then we super have you. Okay. Faded Poncho, Pool Wine, Stem Cells, yeah, Multi-Soul Sponge, that's a nice thing to have. So we could use items to just restore people up right now, I suppose. do not remember if there are any more enemies around here. It looks like no. Huh. Don't remember this. Oh no, I do remember this. Yep, okay. Well, I guess we have to go see if we can get past the what's it called? The Garbo? It's got a weird Warpo? Something like that. It is totally Garbo, regardless of what its name is. Do we have a fair number of healing items? I mean, we have a bunch of burritos. Oh, you can't eat a burrito outside of combat, silly. Obviously, everyone knows that. Alright, well, let's go fight Wayne. Okay, there's not. There's not anything over there. So those two guys are going to blow up, and we can't necessarily do anything to stop them, as far as we can tell. So I think what we're going to do here is just hit Perish, because there's no reason to do this fight. I guess if we win the fight, we'll have some meat. But it doesn't really... It doesn't feel like there's a good reason to spend foods. I guess we don't need burritos all that much. Because we have, like, cloud germs and stuff. We can afford to just throw out some burritos. Okay, that's an annoying person for you to have done that on. Why does the game need stunned and also indisposed, which is just stunned again? So, let's... I don't remember any of these enemies being particularly anything. Let's just work this guy, because we know that he has annoying traits. There are things he can do that are annoying. Okay. You even survived. So, Dietis Muln is gonna foam armor someone. Probably Wayne, given that Wayne has the strong gloves. Given that Wayne's knuckles are now so psychic. Yeah, if that guy gets fast, if he casts his fast buff on himself, it can be very annoying. I think it's worth bringing him down quickly. Okay, so... he might die. 11 is might die territory. Dietis Muln is going to eat a burrito. Okay, we got him. It turns out a burrito is a powerful thing. It's art imitating life. And then at this point I don't know that it matters. Just hit somebody. Then we gotta do a very expensive Fate Sandbox to get you out of this. You know, it's annoying is what it is. As a status effect. More than dangerous. It's real annoying. Alright, well, I think this is just about over, because Wayne's gonna kill this guy, and then I can probably just mash snap through the rest of the battle. Okay, one more thing to not have to worry about later. Also, all these antennas. And me here already being so powerful that I have no reason to ever use charge up. Okay, so that's not where we're going. But, I mean, it's probably good to clear out a lot of these fights. Just be as strong as we can be. No, that's not a thing you're intended to fall through. Okay, well then, I do not actually know what the best way to get back is. That's not what I wanted. I think we're going to end up taking the only way back. You know, this one. It does feel like they could maybe, like, speed this up, so that's just going to take us back out to the ship, right? Hey, buddy, can you give me directions, perhaps? Atop this silk, the vainly fatal drill rescues a worm. Hey, that was almost coherent. Also, who doesn't love drill? I mean, we were sort of advised to look atop the silk. Nope. Everything in this game is so clumsy. Okay, that way just doesn't go anywhere. It's shaped the same way as the other one, but it doesn't have a little sign indicating that you should jump off of it. And I thought maybe that was because they were being clever in concealing a thing, but in fact, it was because there's nothing to jump to. Which is, you know, that's a kind of cleverness in itself. It's a misdirect. It's a classic misdirect. Okay, this just takes us back to the reservoir. This is a way up. It's definitely a way up we've been recently. Ah, there's the afterlife fountain. Well, let's just go ahead and... Right, we may as well refresh and clean up. At this point, I don't know how many enemies there are left in this place. I think we have either intentionally or otherwise stumbled into all of them. Okay. I thought it was a possibility. Maybe we had finally found the key to that door. I'm assuming that that will be the last thing we find will be the key to that door, and it will turn out that because the castle has connections to this place clearly. It's drinking all the whatever out of it. All the meat slurry, I still think, probably. It has a ground beefiness to it, doesn't it? It has a certain extrudedness. Alright, let's look around in the area up here by the thing. If we don't find it in like a couple of minutes, I'll pause and go look at the footage from the last episode, because I bet we've seen it. And I just don't remember, because it took a while to get here. Also, I think that was thunder that just shook the entire house, and I'm not wild about that, given what happened when it rained yesterday. Really, really, really don't want that to happen again. I enjoy electricity. It turns out almost everything I like to do involves electricity in one way or another. Okay, so what... I'm trying to remember... Can we just get to whatever was across here like this? No, we cannot. Because there was definitely some place that walking across the top of the reservoir took us. So, okay, we came down to the lower reservoir to find the switch for the upper reservoir to find the key for the room. What is the key called again? I'm assuming it will be in our inventory. We have a lot of keys, actually. The vessel room key. The key to Hylemxylem's final chamber. I mean, yeah, I knew we were near the end. We do also have these muscle appliques that we should probably put on. I'm just gonna... At this point, I'm just gonna feed Wayne. Wayne is now our #1 snapper. We're at the point in the game... I'm gonna stop running. We're at the point in the game where it makes sense to specialize. The vessel room key. You would think it would be at the top. That's where I would put my vessel room. If I had a vessel or a room, I would keep them both at the top of my wacky, afterlife-draining castle in the clouds. That just makes sense to me. Actually, we're all in perfect health, aren't we? Yeah, what am I doing? I don't need to murder these insects. That was very clumsy. Again, guardrails. No respect for the safety of their workers up here. Nor the safety of their invaders, which also, that matters. Is this a door up here, the thing that just ends this path? Damn it. There are still enemies left. No! My foes, they're assembling, and they're doing reactive shields, which is one of my least favorite things for them to do when they assemble. Well, as ever. Let's just blow up all of the other enemies and then deal with that guy afterward. Hate it. Hate it very much. Let's just go ahead and... Oh no, he's too clean for that nonsense. Right, I guess that's a difference. Stun pierces clean, right? But that doesn't, I think. Does stun pierce? I don't remember how anything works anymore. Just like in the real world, I am constantly terrified by my surroundings in here. I know nothing about nothing. And I wouldn't say it suits me fine, but also I can't find a way out. Okay. Let's just get a couple of quick murders. Very inconvenient. Yeah, just like super annoying. It's not fun when you do that. It doesn't look like a sandbox. It looks like a sheet of, like, plastic wrap. And I mean, maybe like the sandbox is a metaphor? I get a sheet of plastic wrap as, like, prophylaxis. That totally makes sense to me as a visual metaphor. I don't know where the sandbox thing is coming from. It's like sandboxing in the way that, like, processes on your computer can be sandboxed, and then also plastic. It's too many layers of metaphor. I don't know if you know this, but sometimes things that happen in this video game are confusing. Okay, Slumsnosa perishes. Not ideal. So do we want to try to bring Slumsnosa back? I kind of don't, right? Like, let's just get the thing done, and then we'll worry about Slumsnosa later, and if that means we end up having to go back and re-afterlife before the boss fight, then so be it. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll... That's a very annoying thing for you to have done. I'm gonna cast Porimer Bleb on Pongorma, because Pongorma's gonna be the one to break that again. We just need to apply a little bit more damage. Alright, so Didasmoln... I guess Didasmoln is just snapping. Okay, there we go. There's my opening. Okay, even more bones, even more meat. Everybody's made of bones and meat. That makes perfect sense. Also cupcakes. Sometimes after you kill someone, you can find that they were wearing a muscle applique. That happens. Aha! Aha, we did it. I mean, listen, if this ends up being just like straight to the final boss fight, we certainly have enough restorative items that we can fix our party's status. It will not be a problem. That's a fake Wayne. That's a rubber Wayne duck. Well, this feels... It feels like I shouldn't be here. Do you want me to go? Or you should probably lock the door? Oh, the door was locked. What am I talking about? Well, I guess let's resolve our differences. Behold, the heart of the renewed Hylemxylem. Fueled by the terrestrial juices, we will forge an improved zone. Listen, I love to improve my zone as much as anyone else does, but you can't just take people's terrestrial juices. They need those. Gibby, emerge from that vessel. The Hylemxylem was a failure. Only now does the accretion's long dark age begin to subside. You were not even a larva when that prior xylem formed. Had you witnessed it, you would not malign it so. I forgive you for destroying my satellite. From this world's matter, I'll produce a better one, and perhaps even allow you a space there. You'd mulch this entire zone? I just got the new ranch set up. So many artifacts remain hidden from us. You'd rob us of the joy of uncovering them? Spare me your trivialities. Pongorma, you witnessed the Empire of the Sages. Only through my work here can such grandeur again be realized. Alas, I've become habituated to this shabby planet. Ah, very well. There is no need for verbal debate. I've bathed in the terrestrial juice. Witness my omnipotence. Well, I mean, if that's all it takes, it feels like I'm bathing in the terrestrial juice right now, but also, like, it has happened a bunch. I feel like I should also be omnipotent. A thing that I say often in my real life. Let's go ahead and Cloud Germ. Deploy the Cloud Germ. And then just like grab it and squish it up real good. Alright, so what do we think the deal is here? We got Lord Gibby and Lord Gibby's progeny. My guess is they're going to be real annoying and not that hard to kill, and he's going to periodically reform them. So let's just try to kill him and then do some work on him while they're down. Okay, they're not super tough. Perhaps unwisely, I'm going to leave that one alone. We're going to let Wayne finish it off, which he should be able to do quite easily. Oh no, he has torn down our machine of some kind and revealed the meats within. That was a lot of animation for what was not a lot of damage or effect, honestly. Okay, well, I don't exactly know what the mechanics of this fight are yet. I guess let's just keep going. Alright, so my dude has a lot of health. Lord Gibby reflexively summons minions. But he only summons minion, because everything is a lie, always. I'm gonna throw up a nematode interface, or maybe this is like the kind of time when we should be charging up. We'll have Samsnosa play with the charge up a little bit. I'm gonna foam armor Didasmol next turn anyway, so I figured it wouldn't be a big deal to bleed. I dig this music. This is a cool song. I mean, it hurts. It's not nothing. Let's have Wayne... Power applies to the damage done by gestures, right? Wayne's Soul Crisper probably does quite a lot of damage. Yeah, okay, so we can just let that guy burn out. Pangorma is gonna... Pangorma's gonna charge up? Maybe not. Pangorma doesn't really have any stuff. I guess it says integral abilities, which might refer to the lightning. It's hard to know. I think what I'm gonna do instead is just punch. You know what? I'm gonna start a fire on the other minion. So I'm assuming reflexively summons more minions means that him summoning minions is not taking up his turn. So dissolution... You don't actually have a thing that's innate to you, do you? Okay, well then, instead of that... You know, the defended status is actually probably better here than it is in most places because we are facing single large hits. Oh, the progeny can deploy cookies. Oh, they also have this thing. Which we don't know what it does. It makes the person affected by it deal very little damage, right? And we can just have Wayne Fate Sandbox himself though. Unhand me. I have all this saran wrap. Do we have any juice packs, maybe? You know what? Do this. Let's just stem cell it up here. Let's just have a lot of regen. And then Samsnosa is gonna just attack, maybe? Or... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give Didasmol some juice. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, the progeny do attack, but it's not like much of an attack. Alright, let's reapply the nematode interface, because the foam protects us from bleed, right? Yes, I am not, in fact, leaking. So with all the regen, we might not even have to worry, like, we're not taking that much damage. He's hitting hard, but he's not hitting that often. I mean, that said, I know I'm also not hitting all that often. I'm gonna have him snap at one of these guys, just get it low enough that anybody else can kill it whenever it feels convenient to do so. And I think for a moment here, let's just work on the boss. Oh, I do need to reapply the fire, though. Oh, he's gonna keep summoning infinitely. I guess I just kind of assumed that it would just be 2, because there's, you know, there's nice space on the screen for it to be 2, but we're gonna have to keep the number under control, I see. Alright, Dietismoln, you can finish that guy off before he does whatever it is he's planning on doing there. I mean, it's working, right? We're getting there. Let's just have Wayne pop this one. Pungorma. Maybe Burrito Samsnosa? Just try to keep us all above 100 or so. It is good final boss music. You have to wonder, though, is this really going to be the final boss? Is there going to be some kind of twist? Please stop giving him cookies. I find that very frustrating. Okay, so you're dead. That teardown's not going to be a big deal. You know, I'm not gonna juice. I'm just gonna punch this guy. So we do want to keep the progeny down. We can't. My thought was, if he's reflexively summoning minions whenever we get him below 2, then obviously it's not a big deal to leave 2 up, but clearly that's not actually the way the fight functions. Also, this idea of him walking toward us constantly as we slide backwards away from the background is a very this game sort of thing. Yeah, let's get him nematoded again, I guess. At some point, it's going to make sense to use a cloud germ. I sort of wish that I had. I wish I had more juice packs, because that is going to be a problem for us constantly. Just like not having a whole bunch of people not having enough will. But as long as we keep just keep applying the garbage to him, like, we are beating him. He is losing. There are no two ways about that. Just clear your own status effect, and then... Uh-oh. Volatile product. He's gaining new attacks. Either that or he just never felt like he needed to use that attack before. Juice puts out fire, right? Yeah. This is convenient. Here, just drink this with the top of your head. And then Samsnosa can reapply the fire that's fallen off of you. And whenever Wayne gets his turn, he can finish off the progeny. Yeah, I'm really not too worried about just like the random attacks. I guess let's start on this one too. Alright, well that was nice of him. So I guess we just punch him now? We've run out of other things to do? There's got to be more than... It's either there's another form or there's another phase or something. This is too simple. This is too simple and too non-threatening for it to be the final thing. Which makes me a little reluctant to use like a lot of our cloud germs or anything here, because who knows what else is coming. But at the same time, restoring everybody's will one by one is a real bummer. Yeah, I might do it. So how many? We have 4 cloud germs left. It only gives back 50% of everybody's will too. It's probably better to just juice. Let's just throw some juice on some people. I probably should have done it on Didasmolm. Yeah, that would have been the smart move, because then Didasmolm could have nematoted interfaced right now without having to worry about leaking. Oh no, his gizzard! That's gross. My dude, you... I know you're a villain and everything, but even amongst villains, there must be some kind of basic rules of etiquette. You can't just go getting your spume all over people, is all I'm saying. Certainly not without consent. I still have no idea what Dissolute does. That's a shame, and then Foam ended immediately after. Well, still I think this is right. Okay, all of a sudden he's going real hard on the minions. All of a sudden he's getting a lot of turns. Maybe this is like the gimmick. As his health gets lower, he gets more and more frequent actions. Okay, yes, Dissolute does reduce power. I mean, I'm gonna have him charge up and do a Dissolute on the boss, I guess? See how useful that is? And then Pangorma, I think, is getting burritoed. Samsnosa needs to start something on something. Man, the regen from stem cells lasts like forever. Alright, so we need somebody to attack the little, or the damaged progeny, and I might just try to ignore the other one for the moment. Because obviously, Wayne's got stuff to do. Alright. I dissolve you! Alright, we should probably get into ad control mode here. Okay, well, the good news is that other progeny is dead before it gets its ability off. Wayne can deal with the second charged one pretty easily. We might be approaching Cloud Germ time any moment now here. The boss is bleeding out really quickly. Okay, Didasmolm does not really have... I mean, we can nematode interface. He's still leaking. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use a juice just in case, because I, like I said, suspect this might not be over. Ooh, he did not reflexively do summon minion. He actually spent a turn, which apparently gets him 2 minions. You know what? You should also probably... Actually, I'm gonna burrito you. All these burritos were certainly helpful. I hope we're not eating them. There's some other kind of thing going on here, because there's no way those are safe to eat. Alright, there's a decent chance the boss is already dead, and he just doesn't know it yet. But obviously we can push him a little bit. Lord Gibby perishes, does he? Feels like the thing might be over if that were actually the case. Right, but his progeny are putting on new attacks and stuff. Let's definitely break this. Unfortunately, Wayne's not quite going to get the job done by himself. Alright, now what? A lot of bones, a lot of meat. I guess maybe that is the end, because 999 meat would be fairly game-breaking if there is actually more combat going on. Then again, you can have like a super-powered boss fight at the end. Most of the healing items heal based on percentages of health and stuff, so there's room in the system for that. Alright, we've broken his castle back down into the terrestrial juices from whence it came. And then... oh, hey! And then here are my instruments. Do I get to pick? Maybe Wayne wants to play the piano today, no? A huge bongo drum? No, Wayne only ever gets to play the guitar. This is the opposite of freedom. Accept and run to do... okay. So this is, if I hold it, it does this. Regrettably exhume that furniture near the ugly heart. So like, what did we learn about the... it seemed like the procedurally generated text was when people's brains were broken by whatever it is Gibby was doing. But also it seems to be the way that we sing songs. Maybe the procedurally generated text is something beautiful after all. I mean, it's the most beautiful song anyone's ever heard, that's for sure. Kind of looks like Wayne's guitar has a whammy bar. He's not using it. It won't let me use it. Oh god! Oh god, no, of course not. We could never be free. Guys, there's a monster on the stage. Somebody should do a thing. Adidas Mole pointed to it, but I guess we're just cool with him. They debase or digest. It does seem to be what they do. I'm not 100% sure what I could be doing here. Maybe we just have to keep playing a beautiful song until the credits roll. I've already forgotten how to make Pangorma do a thing. Most of the controls play the drums, so... You don't need to doubt your odor if it's gentle. My experience is most people's odors are less gentle than they think. I don't know that I could say it any more succinctly than that. The whole audience is just like gloved hands and gloved hands manipulating puppets. It's all very... I can't tell if anything I'm doing is causing advancement or if it's just like... it would just be timed. Oh hey, it's the Elder Wayne. Is the Elder Wayne in our band? I guess the Elder Wayne gets to be in whoever's band it wants, right? I'm having a hard time generating meaning here. Did we do it? I'm like, Am I good? Okay, I can still bring up the menu. I can just walk off the instruments. And then he fled the concert because it is deeply existentially terrifying. And away into the infinite meat zone. Boy, it's really letting me go, huh? Okay. Where am I? What is going on? Well, this is certainly something different. Do you think we were killed in the explosion? Is this a different version of the afterlife? No, don't grasp me by those. Oh, I don't like this at all. Those are not load-bearing. I mean, that's gotta be uncomfortable, right? I don't know that I have a lot to contribute here. Wait, is the video game version of Wayne like a real guy? I assumed that was a video game depiction of the Wayne that we all know and love, but apparently it's a totally different dude who was just very faithfully drawn in that arcade game we were playing. Do we just learn a gesture? Is that what happened? Alright, well I guess that's the end. I guess we did it. I guess we completed Hylics 2. That's really something. Yep, and then back to the title screen. Okay, well, I think that there's 3 or 4 hours of real cool, interesting thing happening there in Hylics 2, and then also a couple hours of the other thing. I think that it's really interesting the way that the game became less interesting the more it tried to be a game. Like, the things I liked about it were less prevalent the more it tried to, like, be coherent and have a plot and have functional world building and have video game systems in it. It's like Hylics 1 represented a departure from a lot of the things that we traditionally think about games, a lot of the ways that games are traditionally presented. And I liked Hylics 2. I liked all the parts of Hylics 2 that took those departures and went further with them, and I really didn't like all of the parts that sort of came backward toward what we usually do in video games. So, I don't know. Maybe that means that, you know, the real problem I'm having here is I don't like video games after all. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to mull that over a little bit. I just don't think... I mean, I should say, I don't necessarily think that the kind of JRPG that this game and the prequel are playing around in the genre of are necessarily very fun to play or very interesting mechanically or usually narratively. So maybe that's the core of my problem. If I was a person who liked this style of JRPG more, maybe the Hylics 2 stuff would have worked better for me because it would have been it doing a thing I like. I don't know. But anyway, that's Hylics 2. That's all the Hylics that we got. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that I exposed some people who had never heard of this thing to a weird new thing that can now live inside of their brain and periodically give them very strange gloved nightmares. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to have some cool new stuff. I bet you can't wait to find out what it is. And we'll see you then.